Ooh, hot damn. Thank you, Charlie. Charlie's got a new synthesizer. Anyway, welcome. Not only is it Thursday, you guys, not only is it Thursday when we do the stream, this stream every week, it's a special day. And not only, let me just put this wine down. Not only do I get to welcome you, obviously, to the dark side, I mean dork side, the dork community. Today's a special day, and we are all going to be part of Michaelmania, the Michaelverse, Michael Palooza, because we have not only this Michael here, we have another Michael who's in a band of Michaels. His name is Michael M. He's in a band called Slime City from Glasgow, Scotland. And three guys in the band, all named Michael. I found out about this band last year. I have a story to tell about that. But first, I want to get to saying hello to people in the chat, and then we'll bring Michael up. And I can't find my mouse. Here it is. Oh, wait, I have to move some special effects. Hold on. My special effects have to be moved. Hold on. See this little special effect guy here? Okay, he's coming over here now. Okay, you go over there. All right. Special effects are important. Now, Charlie, I'm going to move you because you're kind of up in my spot right now. Okay. He'll just peer really creepily right there at you guys. And I'm going to get to this chat. So, as you know, we have this thing that we do, first person in the chat of every live stream I do, and the last person in every chat of every live stream I do. Their names get to be put in a hat next January for a drawing, which we did this January for last year's stream. So, writer Jordan Gory Jury Lurie, who is typically always first in the chat, he's first again. welcome. Writer Jordan, Gory Jury Lurie. It's a fun name to say. I'll say it a lot. And Not Young is here as well. He's always second or third. Vincent is typically second or third as well. Welcome, Vincent. Adrian, hello. Nice to see you, as always. Surfing Girl, Butter Knives. I saw that you were not able to stay for the stream, but we love seeing you. Thanks for coming in and saying hi. We got, who else we got here? We got Ryder, we got Adrian, we got Ryder, we got Vincent, we got Adrian, we got Breakfast King. What's up? Nice to see you, man. You ain't scared. Oh, you don't have to be scared. It's just a bunch of Michaels. Record Man, 1961. What's happening? The year was a little bit before my time, but not too much. Amina, creator extraordinaire, illustrator, fantastico. Roger Flake. Good to see you, brother. Nice to see you. And Max Mars, of course, Max Mars. I'll be talking about you a little later. We got something from you here. Kami, thank you so much for being here again. Love seeing you. We have such a cool show. I have so much stuff to ask this gentleman. AZ Mick, good to see you again, as always. 404 TV, I love your name again, and thanks for being here. Yeah, I know it's late. It's late for people over there in the UK. Jody Donkel, what's happening? What are you doing here? Hi, how are you? Well, you got to get into Slime City. That's why you're here, because I love this band so much. Nick Tronic, good to see you. Thank you for being here so much. Let's see. Anybody else new popping in here? Huge. What's up? Good to see you. Thank you for the hellos to the Michaels. Let's see. Miss you. Thank you for being here again, and thank you for being here all the time. Of course, Tim, right on. Okay, is that it? Oh, heck far. What's up? I can start over. Yeah, no. You didn't miss anything except for a great keyboard solo by Charlie. Michael Proskin, what's happening? Nice to see you, man. Good talking to you the other day. Okay, I think we're good. We're caught up on the hellos. Now, Tim, my longest living friend, who is still living in Ohio with Ohio Damage, he is typically my on-screen moderator, sidekick, and basically guest on screen for every Thursday. But of course, we have a special guest here today, so I'm going to get him to do all of Tim's work. We'll see how that goes. And so I have this special guest, and the way I discovered this band was really cool. I'm going to, before I tell you guys anything about how this happened, I'll bring him up so that he could gasp and tell me I'm wrong and tell me that's not how it happened. So if you're ready, Michael, you can give me a thumbs up. All right. Okay, everybody, please welcome another Michael, thank goodness. Michael M. from Glasgow, from Slime City. Here we go. Aha!
Hello.
Ah, you sounding good, looking good. Right on.
Thank you.
Welcome. Dude, thanks for being up so late for this. I appreciate the hell out of it.
No, thanks a lot for having me, and I'm sorry to have taken Tim's job. I hope he's not been made redundant, and if he has been, I hope there's a payout involved.
We're going to see what happens. We're going to see what happens. All right, so I got to tell. First of all, cheers. You're probably not drinking. You probably have to go to work in the morning or something. But...
No, I've got Scotland's national drink, Iron Brew.
Oh, great. Okay, we're doing this. Okay, so I have to tell people, Charlie, you are all up in my way, dude. Look, his arm just got atrophied.
Poor Charlie.
He's old, it happens. Now, Charlie, why don't you just go down here for the time being? I'll come get you when I need you. Okay. I got to tell people how I discovered your band, because I got to say, when I travel with Devo or these bands that I travel with, I meet a lot of people over and over again over the years, and they start to kind of, get an idea of what I like musically, and they hand me all kinds of stuff, typically their own bands, whatever. And very rarely, I appreciate everything everybody hands me because I appreciate that people create things, right? I love that people create music and physical media, and my favorite way to discover a band is either physical media or seeing them live. I don't like to Spotify, figure it out. I like to physical media or seeing them live. So I'm at this show, London Devo show, sold out. I'm walking through the crowd right before the show, and this guy comes up who we know each other on social media. His name is Brian. We'll get to that later. So his name is Brian McGill. And Brian comes up to me. He's like, Michael, there's this band from Scotland. I think you'll like them. They're all named Michael. And he
the
gives it to
accent,
me.
we need to the accent. No, that was an English accent, and that's not. We're not having that.
I need to be taught. After I talk to you for 2 hours, I'll get it. So Brian walks up to me, gives me this, and I'm like walking through the crowd doing something. And I go, oh, cool, it looks great. Oh, thanks, Brian. Thanks a lot. Put it in my bag or pocket, whatever. And then I don't really look at it again until I get home. Probably 2 weeks after I got home from tour, I finally open it because I liked the look of it. I liked the name. The logo looked kind of graffiti-ish or something. I couldn't really figure it out, but I loved it. So I got home and I put it in, and I swear, man, I couldn't get past the first 4 or 5 songs. I kept playing them over and over again. And then I texted Brian and I said, Brian, oh my God, I love this CD you gave me. I can't believe how much I love it. Everything's great about it. And they're all named Michael. And you got to tell me more about this band. Is this available on vinyl? What's going on? He was like, well, let me look into that for you. And then I get this package in the mail, vinyl, patch, stickers, flexi disc, all this crazy shit. And I think it came from this guy right here on the screen. I think he's responsible. So he just sent me full-fledged into fanboy for Slime City. I love it. It's so good. So, like I said, I don't typically love stuff that people hand me. This is right up my alley. So, lyrics and everything, the aesthetic, the design, the costuming. Are you the only one responsible for that, or is the whole band to blame?
I mean, you can blame us all. Effectively, we're one person. We're all called Michael. So it's a collective brain, I think. We're all kind of responsible for it. And, we've stolen half of it. We're very open about the fact that it's no surprise where we source our stuff from. So there's a massive Devo influence there, as you can probably see. And I think someone mentioned like Polysix in the chat, and that's bang on, absolutely correct.
Yeah, well, I mean, when I started listening to it over and over, and I started hearing certain bands, I was like, well, I got to ask him about at least these 2 bands that I keep hearing over and over in this shit. One of them was, of course, this band, Does It Offend You? Yeah, which not a lot of people know about.
Yeah,
they were around for a second. They had a couple of hits in some movies, but they played a show over here in North Carolina many, many years ago, which I have all on video. It's fantastic. That's where I got this shirt, but they have a sound that's similar to yours. And then also Mindless Self-Indulgence, MSI, which is a band that I've known since the early 2000s. I've been in love with them for many years. I heard a lot of that production value, just the way the vocals are delivered. It was just so, it was like the new MSI.
I mean, that means a lot to me, because that was a band when we were at school. MSI was a band we were really, really into, just the kind of manic, frenzied delivery of that stuff. I really love it. So that was.
Did you ever see it live? Did you ever see it live?
I did, in a tiny club in Glasgow, and the singer tried to set his hair on fire with a cigarette. And I think their tour manager, whoever was at the sound desk, and he just went just when he didn't go up in flames. That could have been a disaster, right? Could have killed everyone in that club.
Could have been a very memorable show, though.
Yeah, well, maybe not. He'd be dead.
I saw them live a few times, and man, they were great. I remember one time he took a CD that somebody threw up on stage, right? They threw their CD up on stage. He picked it up between songs, picked it up, ripped the cellophane off, opened it up, put the CD to his ear, said, "Sounds great." And he threw the CD and smashed it against the wall. I was like, wow. And it was just, the timing was excellent. Just sounds great. And then the song, I was like, whoa. So
how do you even think of that in the short space of time that it takes to get handed a CD? It's awesome.
Be able to do it. So I'm seeing that aesthetic and that sense of humor and all that stuff together. So let's backtrack way back in the 1940s when you were born, whenever it was. So what was the first time you discovered music? Like, what was your first memory of music, whether you liked it or not?
Oh, I mean, music's kind of always been around me. My dad was big on music, but in a very aggressive way. So he used to play the guitar every night in my house. But I'm Scottish, so very aggressive upbringing. If you try to tell him to stop, if you're trying to watch the TV, or, please, can you be quiet a little bit, you were going to get that guitar hit off your head. So music was a very difficult relationship with music. But I do remember must have been about 8 or 9, and I was going through the radio. I remember you go through the radio and you get if you go between channels, you get that little sound of like an alien, that kind of. I was trying to find that to record it, and I got to a point, and it must have been a station somewhere, and I remember it was all this bleepy music, and I was like, I stopped for a second. I was like, what is that? And I think it was Kraftwerk doing robots or something like that. And it was the first time I'd heard it, even though I'd listened to music all my life. And I say all my life, I was 8, so it wasn't that long.
What were you listening to?
When I was 8, I have no idea. It must have been, Ugly Kid Joe or something. I don't know. It was something, just whatever was around, I think. But that was the first time I remember thinking, oh, there's some music I've not heard before. And then I just went back to listening to the alien sounds. So I just remember that sticking out in my head as being a moment where I finally stopped and heard music that was probably had always been around me.
Yeah, it didn't sound like everything else. It didn't blend in. Yeah. So what was when was the first time you thought, okay, I know exactly what kind of music I like and where I'm going? Like, when did you just find your direction, basically?
I still think that's changing all the time. I feel like, I mean, I think I remember when we first started, and I'm a huge Devo fan. I don't want to bang on about Devo too much, but I probably will.
Well, I got a little question. How did you discover Devo? And
so that, I mean, I think,
did you appreciate their lyrics, all that stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Devo was it felt like I was born, and Devo was always there. Like I knew Whip It, like it was around, but I'd never really properly heard it. And I think it wasn't even until I started playing gigs, and we were doing a song, and a heckle came through, and somebody shouted, "Are we not men?" And I was like, "Yeah, we are Devo." And I don't think I realized how big an influence Devo had been on me. So I went back and I listened to all the Devo stuff, and I think it's because I've been influenced by maybe Devo adjacent bands or things like XTC and those kind of things. And I went back and listened to Devo, and I was like, actually, this is the best band I've ever heard in my life. And just went through all their stuff and just got really hooked on it. So that was probably quite late, but I had been subconsciously influenced by everything that Devo had influenced. So it was interesting.
That's awesome. Well, I had the lyrics really grabbed me when I figured out what Devo was singing about. I don't know, because you're probably responsible for a lot of these lyrics, right?
Yeah, it's all mine. The lyrics are all mine. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So you're a lyric guy. You probably listen to lyrics of band songs, right?
Yeah.
MSI had great lyrics, so Devo has great lyrics. So I understand. I knew there was a lyric connection there, because some people listen to Devo and they don't even listen to lyrics. Like, weird to me, but.
Yeah, I'm a big lyric guy. I think lyrics are super important. But I mean, a good song's the sum of its parts, right? And the lyrics are a big part of that. But you get people. You can have a really bad lyric, but some singers are just so powerful with their delivery that they can make really terrible lyrics sound incredibly meaningful. Like something like Roy Orbison. I'm a huge Roy Orbison fan, right? And I think one of his songs has a lyric that goes, "Love is like a stove, burns you when it's hot," which is objectively the shittest lyric I've ever heard in my life. Absolute piss. But the Big O delivers that with such a gravitas in his throat that you think, wow, love is like a stove. It does burn you. Like it feels like he means it. So yeah, lyrics are important, but it's only part of the package.
Well, here's the thing that makes lyrics important to me is I think it sets being a music fan apart from being a sports fan. Because when you're a sports fan, you like the team, they win, they have skills, but there's no meaning behind it. Like, each team doesn't have its own meaning, its own lyrics. It's got a different mascot at best, right? But bands, you have to get into their lyrics or their samples or whatever their aesthetic is verbally, and figure out where they're coming from. And if you agree with that, you follow them. If you don't, maybe you don't. But that's the difference between bands and sports for me. The bands have a little more meaning and style, I guess, or content.
Maybe if sports mascots had like lore, if they had like an extended universe, maybe I could get into that. Maybe if they had like a backstory.
I always tell people I would be the biggest sports fan if the teams just dressed like the mascots. Like, it was the Dolphins and the Tigers running around tackling each other.
So good. Yeah,
I would watch every game.
100%, I'd watch that.
And the costumes would probably be very protective. So I have this CD, and look, I just want to show you. Okay, so the logo. Let's talk about this logo, because I'm looking at the logo, and it looks like, maybe the combination of an S and a C with something else going on down here. It's got the drips, which is kind of graffiti-ish to me. But did you do the design?
I did the design, but my friend also helped me fix it, because I'm not really good at drawing things. I just have these ideas. But I'll be honest, that's not a logo. So this is a logo for the Strathclyde Regional Council in the 1980s. It was a council logo for Scotland.
Because I knew there was something that I couldn't figure out. I knew it was something behind that. Okay, so then what, you added the drips or something?
We added the drips, yeah. We just made it cummy.
So everything is Glasgow related.
Yeah, it's very Scottish. It's a Scottish record. It's
so great. And then it's got the Viewmaster, of course. Yeah. And then these glasses, dude. I got to say, there's a friend of mine here on YouTube named Deadwax66, and he wears these exact glasses whenever he live streams. So when this came out, I was like, Deadwax, they stole your style, dude.
Yeah, we did. Sorry, Deadwax.
Yeah. Now let's talk about being a Michael.
Yeah, the most important.
Well, there are pros and cons. Okay. Let me tell you one of the cons is when you go to order food and it's one of those places that calls out your name when it's ready. I never use Michael.
Same.
There's too many Michaels in the damn room.
There's too many Michaels in my life.
Yeah.
But also, I think the fact when if I ever go to the US, they don't understand when I say Michael, because you guys just say Michael, right? And I say Michael. So if I say it, they don't know what I'm talking about. So I usually use the name Matthew when I do these things. And I remember one time I was in the US and I was like, Matthew, my name's Matthew. And I was in the line for the order. And I heard the guy in front of me and they said, what's your name? And he went, Matthew. And I went, so I panicked and had to choose a random name. And they were like, what's your name? And I went, Dylan. Where did Dylan come from? So somewhere in my brain, Dylan is next in line for Matthew. So yeah.
That's I have a friend named Matt, and he always orders the food under the name Boris because there's never another Boris in the room. And I always use Devo because there's never another. Now I have to listen. Sometimes they say Devo. They don't know how to pronounce it, but there's never no confusion with Michael. Now, the other con about being a Michael, I think, is that typically it's based in Catholicism. Is that true for you?
That's true. Yeah. I mean, somebody asked in the chat there, Celtic or Rangers. I think it's quite obvious, Celtic.
I mean, it's like, but I mean, was your family Catholic?
Yeah, I grew up, and I think in Glasgow, you're either Catholic or Protestant, and that's pretty much it. So I grew up Catholic. It's not something I'm interested in or follow in any way, but
you have Catholic damage. We're all dealing with Catholic damage.
Lapsed Catholic, very, very, very lapsed.
Yeah, my mom thought she was Catholic and my dad was Protestant, so I kind of grew up in that same world.
Well, that's like Romeo and Juliet, that.
Whoa, that's way over my head, dude. I don't read books.
That's a play. You don't have to read it.
You got to read that now.
It's a film starring Leonardo DiCaprio.
I can't afford to go to that. Now, here we go. Influences, we talked a little bit about that. And I just got to say, mindless self-indulgence, they had a good look. And you guys have a good look.
I think we just look like the same person.
I know. It's like white people.
We look like the same person in various stages of their life.
Here, that's right. Yeah. Hey, look, here's a question. Random question I saw. Michael, Emma, are you involved in making the videos too?
Some of them. I'm not very talented in that anything really, but I have an idea, and I think sometimes I can communicate that to people and sometimes I can't. So some of the earlier videos that we did, they were me, and that was literally going on YouTube, finding footage that I liked and stealing it and putting it together. And since then I've been told I'm not allowed to do that. So other people get involved.
Speaking of videos, let me do this. I just want to put this link in the chat. Where is it? Right here. Because I noticed that your YouTube page, you don't have enough subscribers yet. So I'm putting this in the chat. Please, if you fancy good rock and roll by a Michael or 3, go subscribe to that channel I put in the chat there, Slime City, because I've heard a little bird or a little socials post told me that you might be working on new material. So you can look for that there, and you can also see cool live stuff and funny little things over at the Slime City YouTube page. So go over there, please. Oh, here we go. Subbed up. Okay, cool. Hey, Pumping Vinyl, how's it going? Vinyl Dreamscape, what's happening? Good to see you. So yeah, I'm going to go all over the place here because my brain doesn't work in a straight line.
Right. I'm going to be doing the same. Don't worry about it.
So it can be It can be what? What's the next line? It can be.
Is this one of mine or someone else's?
It can become difficult to
Oh my
justify
God, yeah, that is mine.
the
Yeah.
simplest of vanities, because you and everybody that you love will one day die. Look at this embroidered patch. These guys, they have their shit together. I love it. Lyrics on patches, the best lyrics, the best patches. Yeah, totally enthralled by the lyrics. Now, I gotta show people. Yeah, they have flexi discs. Look at this. Glasgow is a shithole flexi disc. Totally rad.
I was going to ask, are we allowed to swear on this? Because
Yeah, sure.
I am
I mean,
Scottish.
usually if it's in the not within the first, well, you're supposed to not to. I think in the first 30 minutes, if you don't do it in the first 30 minutes, it doesn't matter. Or 15 minutes, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Now, what is this? This is a magazine that you sent me. I don't know if it came with a record or if it was just a promo thing, but what is this modeled after?
Yeah, so when we first started this band, we weren't going to release an album or anything. We just wanted to release singles. It was literally just so we could play shows, and we would release a single for every show. You know, we thought we'll play every couple of months. We'll play a show, release a single. So every single had a point and had a little event of it happening. So this particular magazine was to accompany a single called "Glasgow's a Shithole." Pretty on the nose title, that, and it was meant to be like a kind of throwback to those old smash hits magazines that used to get in the UK, music magazines from the 70s and the 80s.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, some of the stuff is grabbed exactly from those.
Yeah.
I mean, Lamal and everything. Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, there's a lot of great stuff in here. And I wanted to ask you, because we maybe need noise tonight. Do you think you'll be able to work that out or no? Do you have headphones or anything?
I've got headphones. I've got some things I might be able to use that I've just found on my floor.
Or you can just whisper into the mic.
I could whisper. Very sensual. I think I do live in a shared flat apartment, so I think I might get evicted, but it's worth it.
Hey, his name's Michael. You could probably get away with it. I wanted to talk about this shoe.
The shoe. Yeah.
Now, this is a shoe that you guys use on stage, right?
It is. It's a shoe. So this is a shoe that our guitarist, also called Michael, he built in a little electronic speaker and some sort of circuit board, so it's got knobs coming out of the eyelets that you can turn, and it makes noise, and it sounds like a kind of photocopying machine.
So it's a circuit bent. It's a circuit
bent.
Yes,
I don't know the terms.
Okay, yeah. Well, circuit bending is big fan. I'm a big fan of circuit bending. I can't do it myself, but I love the devices. And Mark Mothersbaugh is also a big fan of those. And on Devo's 2010 album, Something for Everybody, he used a lot of circuit bent devices that we got from a friend of ours in Texas. But back in 2010, 2011, Devo was on tour in Canada, and there were these kids that we would meet every time we'd play. I think it was Vancouver. And over the years, 2 or 3 years, we'd meet these kids who are kind of street punks, mohawks, and really cool looking kids. And one kid, the biggest, tallest guy, would go through the trash and circuit bend things he found in the trash. And he would give us things to get backstage. So he gave me this to get backstage. It's a circuit bent baby room monitor. And it's got all these punk rock spikes that are touch sensitive. So when you turn it on, it just starts wailing with this feedback and shit. Like, listen. It's just the coolest thing.
Where can I get one of them?
From punks that live on the street. And look, it's got a line out. You can run it through a PA system and an amp.
You can stick it into the speakers, put it in a DI box.
This is my favorite thing I've owned in like 10 or 15 years.
That was really good. We had a line out on the shoe, but it kept breaking all the speakers. I don't know what was happening to it. So
shorting out or something?
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
Now, speaking of the shoe, this is part of the story with this Brian thing. Okay, so it's interesting that somebody named Brian, handed me your record. And it wasn't planned like that, I don't think. But, well, I mean, Brian here, Siegel, says this. Brian is definitely better than Michael. So
classic Brian.
So when Brian got to me with this stuff, and then I saw a video you guys posted, and it was before I knew about you guys, before I met Brian, but it was a video about Brian, somebody named Brian, winning the shoe, the circuit bent shoe at a show, but not showing up to claim his prize. Now, I don't know how much that was bullshit, but I think we should get into the whole Brian thing.
I feel bad for this Brian McGill. He just so happens to have the same name as my nemesis, Brian. And my nemesis, Brian, is a fictional nemesis. So Brian is a catch-all name that I use to refer to anyone who's annoyed me. And it used to be, so we used to have an older band before this, and part of our show was that we would try and we would say anyone can be in our band, come up and join us. And a cocky person from the audience would come up on the stage, and I would say to them, "What's your name?" And I'd hand them the mic, and just before they could answer, I'd pull it away and go, "Oh, Brian, your name's Brian, right? Give it up for Brian, everybody." And everyone would scream for Brian. They would be like, "No, my name's not Brian. My name's not Brian." We'd get them to play. We would just mishear it. They would play, but we would be switching their pedals off or the amp off, so they wouldn't be playing anything. And we'd be like, "Hey, what are you doing, Brian? Come on, play, Brian." And the crowd would be all chanting for Brian, Brian. And then at the end, I'll go, "I'm sorry, I think I misheard your name, Brian. What's your actual name?" And I'd give them the mic, and just as they were about to answer, I'd pull it away and go, "Oh, your name was Brian after all. What's the chances of that?" And they would be just so annoyed, and they would leave the stage. And it was just a little running joke. So it's kind of transferred to this band. So the person who didn't pick up the shoe became a Brian. And I'm sorry to Brian McGill, your name is just collateral damage.
Well, look, if you don't have a nemesis naturally, you have to make one up.
Invent your enemies. Yeah, that's true.
You got to have something to go against, or where's the passion come from? I mean, it's like I appreciate how creative you guys are. Now, first of all, it's amazing how much stuff that you have manufactured in Slime City. For being around not very long, certainly not having a full album out very long, but you have a lot of stuff, little singles and CDs, and I don't even know if there's a cassette. Maybe there's even a cassette, but there's little bits of things that keep coming out. Is there a label that does all this for you, or?
There's a non-profit label in Glasgow called Last Night from Glasgow, and they don't take any money. So their point is to give artists the money for music. So they manufacture all of our stuff. But to be honest, a lot of the earlier stuff, like the tapes and the kind of, so we did a coloring book as well, like a depressing coloring book.
Cool.
So it was just images of really depressing things like sewage plants and the Titanic. And it came with free crayons, but the crayons were only black, so you could only color these things in black. We paid for that kind of stuff ourselves, but whenever we have an idea, Last Night from Glasgow is like, "Yep, we'll do that." So they're really helpful, and they're enabling a lot of bad behaviors on our part, which is more kind of novelty stuff than actually writing songs. But I like that. That's what I like about music. The whole package is not just the music itself.
Yeah, I mean, which attracted me to Devo, to Kiss, to lots of the bands.
Yeah.
So now you guys obviously probably have day jobs, right?
Yep, sadly.
What do you do, if you don't mind saying?
Not enough. I work in an office effectively, so that's about as much as I'd like to say about it.
At least you're safe.
It pays for my rent. I know it's a great job, but it's music is the thing I really like doing.
But they give you freedom to do that music, right? Or you have the ability to do this
money to pay for rehearsal rooms.
Yeah, and all this cool stuff you guys put out. I mean, this is like a lot of work that goes into not only designing and improving and all this stuff that goes into this. It's like, this is like a whole crew at a record label would have to put all this shit together usually if it wasn't you guys doing most of the creative work on it. So
it's usually me in this room, in this tiny little cupboard.
Yeah, that's where the magic happens, as they say.
You could call it magic. I would call it shit.
So let's see if anything is here that we need to deal with. Let's see. No, they're just having their own conversation. Michael Plummer, what's some good Scottish slang? I know Ned, bra, and humming.
Humming.
What does all that mean? I have no idea.
A Ned is an undesirable person.
Brian.
Brian, not Brian McGill. He's desirable.
He's desirable.
Bra would be like good, and humming means smelly, so it's like effectively bad.
I love how you say smelly. Smelly. I love it. Okay, jumping around again. I want to know, when are you going to play the US?
I would, as soon as someone pays for it. I'm not paying for it.
Well, here's the thing. I really want you guys to play Devotional sometime.
Oh, I would love that.
But here's the thing. Devotional doesn't really pay bands to play necessarily, but they sometimes cover the expense. So
Yeah, well, that's what
I'm
we mean. We
fitting you
don't
here,
need
but
it
that's
much.
3 Michaels and not a lot of equipment. And I don't know. I'm trying to figure out if we could ever do this because I think you would be perfect for it. But it's not like
Well,
we fly bands over from the UK all the time, so we have to figure out. But that's my dream is to see you guys at Devotional.
I would love to do that. We're always up for it. And again, it's like the expenses are the thing that is
Yeah,
the
of
problem.
course.
And the only other thing would be the shoe. There's no way we're getting a shoe on a plane that's filled with electronics. That's a bomb.
You just send that in the mail. It's all good.
We'll get you to build. We'll get a punk on the street to build one for us, and then we'll just pick it up.
Just tell the label, look, you need to pay for our trip to US because we're gonna play the
They'll
Devo fans.
never pay for that.
That's
They're
our market.
still paying off that album we made them release.
Now, is it selling okay? You're selling some of those?
We're certainly selling some.
That's good. Well, I mean, you play shows and you sell merch there, right?
We do sell merch, not a lot, but we do. The t-shirts sell well. I don't know why, but the t-shirt,
It's a great
people
design.
love a t-shirt.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll show you the shirts that I have. Of course, I have the awesome logo, right? The No Nonsense album cover, and then I have this fine thing.
Oh, nice
one of the songs on the record is called NASA T-shirt, and it's one of those things that's based on if you're wearing a Ramones T-shirt, name 5 albums, that kind of thing. That's a brilliant song.
Thank you.
I mean, the line about James Hetfield, it makes me pee my pants every time.
I wasn't sure if I was going to get crucified by Metallica fans. I do like Metallica, but James Hetfield also kills a lot of animals. So
yeah, it's kind of a funny lyric.
Again.
Yeah, it's good stuff. But I don't want to give away all the secrets and the lyrics to the album because I want you guys to be, incited into a frenzy to go buy this music because literally it's made my life so happy. Back when I first discovered it, I would listen to it twice a day, the whole album.
Well, I've never even listened to it that much.
Well,
I can't stand it.
Music. I mean, I don't listen to the music I make. That's crazy.
It's weird. It's weird.
But it's fantastic. And I could not get enough of it.
you.
And when I'm traveling and, we're hanging out with people, and actually when people come over to visit now, always play, always. And I have to walk them through the songs and go, no, listen to this part. No, listen to this part.
They must hate you.
I'm Brian over here. I'm Brian. I'm being on Brian about this band. No, it's okay. I'm a Michael. I'm good. But Brian Seagull, as it were, thank you, my friend, for influencing my life so much by introducing me to Michael's Michael band because I love it. So, how much new stuff do you have recorded or written?
We've got a whole new album written, but we haven't recorded anything yet. We've got a couple of demos. We're going into the studio Saturday to start on it.
Cool.
And then, but we're very slow, we're very lazy, and we all have day jobs. So who knows how long that'll take? And when
you're playing shows in the interim. Playing shows in the interim, though.
We've got a couple. I think we're going to go on tour in the UK again in the spring, summer. But there's nothing officially announced about that kind of thing yet. So it's all in talks.
Well, that's cool. But it's on. You're still going to be active. That's what I want.
Still going, still alive, unfortunately.
Now, what's do you have a really good gig story from recently that after touring this album material? Is there any particular story besides the shoe, or besides Brian's stories?
No, this is because we're all old now, so it's kind of very a tired tour where we get in a van or a car, we sleep, and we wake up, and then we're there, and then we play a show, and then we leave. But I mean, in my younger days, there was a lot of stuff. I think one time in my old band, actually, we accidentally. So we were in Amsterdam, in Holland, and there was a torture museum underground. We thought, let's spend some time in this underground torture museum. And they had lots of medieval torture devices and display boxes on the walls and that kind of thing. And then in the last room, there was a huge guillotine. And we thought, let's put our tour manager in this guillotine. So we grabbed him to put him into the guillotine. And just as we grabbed him and pushed him towards it, there was a huge bang and all the lights went out. And for a brief second, I thought, we've we fucking killed our tour manager. We beheaded him. We've killed this guy. And then all the lights went back on. The auxiliary lights went on, and he was still there. He still had his head, so that was important. And it just seemed that when we grabbed him, we must have knocked one of the boxes off the wall, and it's triggered all the lights that have gone off. But just for a second, I thought we've actually killed a man. This is the worst thing that's happened today. And so that was
that's great. That'll teach you.
Yeah.
That'll teach you. Now, speaking of, you mentioned earlier bands. I did want to ask you about bands that you were in before this. Some people have, once they found out how much I love this band, they were like, "Oh, you got to hear the band they were in before." What was it called?
We Are the Physics. I was in
Physics. Yeah, We Are the Physics. Yeah. So I'm gonna start looking into that. Are there any projects that you want to mention?
I do solo stuff as well. So I've got 2 solo albums.
Really?
Just the same stuff, but just me, and just doing it on a little crappy keyboard thing. So it's effectively it's got released on vinyl. Somehow it got released on vinyl. I've got 2 vinyl albums, and they're little. It started at I made little short videos for Twitter. So all of the songs are basically 2 minutes long.
Wait, Twitter?
Twitter. You did an English accent. Sorry, I'm Scottish, which is a very different country.
So I'm trying to get you to do the lyric. Yeah, on fucking Twitter. It was the celebrities song.
You know this well better than I do. I have no idea.
I listen to it twice a day for months.
So yeah, Twitter or X or whatever the devil calls itself today. So I used to make some videos for that, and the songs basically were from there, and a couple of them went viral. So we thought, let's release these. But it's not really, you can't really just sit there and listen to it. It doesn't make a lot of sense without the videos, but it is what it is.
No, I love everything I've seen you do, all the videos you put up. Love that stuff. What are you? What's your problem? No,
I have plenty of them. If you want to talk about that, this could be therapy.
Well, I want to talk about. It's about an hour before the noise would start, and I just want to tell everybody, if you want to join noise with us tonight, just please put yes noise in the chat if you want to join us on screen. I just need 2 other people to join us on screen. I know my buddy Tim will in a pinch if we need him to, but I would like people to join us on screen. And what we do is we just make random stream of consciousness sound of any kind. And what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to add something new to this mix. And this is my favorite sound device here. It's a little tape recorder, which I can play and then rewind, kind of like this.
I want in my life, I'm going to find it.
Wait, hold on. It's old, like me.
We did everything together. We would drive down. We did everything together. Eating. We did everything together. We did everything together. We did everything together.
I love doing that.
What tape is that?
It's Vanna White Speaks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Now I'm going to open a new tape tonight to use, and it's this. It's not been opened. It's What Women Wish Men Knew About Women. And we're going to open this. Yeah, we're going to open this tonight.
I'm interested in this. Don't do any of the mixing with that. I just want to hear the whole thing.
Oh, man, I tell you, I got 2 copies, and I'm going to open one. I found them at a thrift store, and I was like, oh, these are coming home with me. Look at that. Look at the love, though.
That's
and it's beautiful. Just after Valentine's Day.
That's a great cover.
I know. Well, of course it is. A hip tape, too. It looks like one of those new punk rock tapes. Now, yeah, it's going to be good hearing that. Because, what do women want men to know about women? Well, we're going to find out. At least a little bit. In blips over and over again. Yeah. So, do you have any friends?
That's why I'm here. It's like 1 a.m. I've got no friends.
Me too.
I've got 2 friends. They're called Michael.
How did you meet the Michaels?
Well, I think they're kind of stuck now. They can't escape my friendship. I've just trapped them. But I met them in school. We go way back. So the guitarist Michael I met in primary school. I don't know what the US equivalent of primary school is, but it's like we were like
grade school.
Yeah. The other Michael I met in high school, so we were like 15.
All right.
And so we've just been friends since then.
Oh, that's good.
The shoe came a lot later.
She was a new addition to the family.
Yeah.
So, do your parents support your rock and roll project?
No, of course not.
What do they think of it?
So, well, I mean, my dad died before I did any of this stuff. My mum has been, so she came to see Slime's band for the first time at our album launch because I forced her, but I don't
Wow.
think she knew that I even had a band until then. So yeah, I mean, they're not well, my mom isn't unsupportive. But
She's
that's
just
the way.
kind of clueless. Kind of
She's not
clueless.
clueless.
That's how
She's
my mom was.
a lovely woman, but
Yeah.
you know, she just lets me do what I want, and you know, lets me do. I'm an adult fucking man. I can do what I like, but still, I'd like her approval.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, my mom was the same. She barely paid attention to what I was doing, but she's just like, whatever. He's smart. He can do whatever he wants, whatever. I trust him. Little did she know, I was doing a lot more than she thought.
She should not have trusted you.
But don't trust him, Michael. You can trust Brian's all day long. Well, so I'm going to take that off I don't know why I had that up there for so long. Now, let's see if there's any more questions here we need to get to, because I've been so into talking to a Michael that I haven't been looking at the side chat, as it were. Now, there's Dead Wax. Now, this guy is the guy that wears those white glasses when he streams. Dead Wax, I really want you to come up for Noise tonight because I want you to wear those glasses. So if you can come up for Noise. And I got to mention this. Here's our friend, Mr. Bizarro. His name's Aaron. He'll do a stream right after us. Around 9-10 p.m. my time, he will start a stream where he plays a whole entire rock and roll album for you, and he hips you to some cool stuff. And he does that quite often here on the YouTubes on Thursdays. So, Mr. Bizarro, we're going to send people over to your channel after we get done talking to the Michael. So, Miss You, if you want to put his channel link in there, as you usually do, that would be great for Aaron. Let's see if Mangled Man can be revived from his coma. I don't know what that means. I'm not quite sure.
Sinister.
Oh, Deadwax, it's because you emailed me right before the stream. But I will. I'll look up that Dickies record and see what I can find out. I don't know off the top of my head. No problem, Aaron. Hey, is Michael a child of Optimo DJs? Now, this guy knows a lot about very esoteric experimental music, Nurse with Wound and Merzbow and stuff like that. But he's a good guy. So what is Optimo DJs?
The Optimo DJ, I mean, I believe they released records as well, but there was a nightclub in Glasgow called Optimo for years and years and years, and there was two DJs that ran it. But no, neither of them are my parents, although that would have been nice.
Yeah, they'd probably be more knowledgeable about what band you're in. So why did he say that? Do they look like you, or is it just because it's in Glasgow?
I think they're just Scottish. And sometimes that's enough.
Scottish reference.
We're all related in some capacity, I guess.
Okay, let's see. Probably forgot. Mangled Man was there in your last Noise Jam. Okay, I had no idea what screen names people used during the last Noise thing. I'm totally clueless. Because by that time, I've had 3 or 4 glasses of wine. So it's like I'm not paying attention to the screen name. Now, this is the amazing thing that you told me, Michael, before we did this. Okay, now everybody, just sit down for a second because you're going to need to sit down. Michael tells me he's involved in this rock band. They're spewing just great creative stuff. They're creating. They're doing all this cool stuff. They're posting on their social media. But Michael tells me he's never been on a live stream. He's never been a guest on a live stream. No. I'm like a young, symmetrical, good-looking human like you has never been on camera on a live stream. No, you're fairly symmetrical. So I just couldn't believe it. I was like, yeah, usually people that are younger than me have done this way more than I have.
No, I've never. I don't really like being on camera, so this whole thing terrifies me.
What, do you think I like it?
You do it, so I mean.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the weird thing. I started doing it during the lockdown because I had a YouTube channel for 10 years. And all I did was I used it to just store Devo footage. I never thought it was a brand. I never thought to share it with people. It was just somewhere to store video. So after 10 years of having it, I get this message from YouTube that says, hey, you have 1,000 subscribers now and you have enough watch hours. You can monetize your channel. And I was like, what does that mean? Does that mean I can get paid for the 10 years of footage?
Yeah.
I was like, 10 years of footage, I can get paid for that? if I make a penny, that'd be great. So then I was like, oh, well, you can live stream. What is live streaming? So I started watching people's live streams, what they do, and I was like, I can't believe people watch people eat. Like, I was like, what is going on? So then I was like, well, I could at least talk about records and do something with my time while I'm trapped at home. So I started doing that. And then I started meeting the coolest people. And then when I travel, people knew me from the streams and I would make friends there. So it was like, well, I can't stop now. I'm meeting too many cool people. But I hate being on camera. I hate being photographed. I hate all that stuff.
You're doing an amazing job at it, because this fills me with fear.
Well,
so
look,
I
you're a
don't know
very
how you do
photogenic
it.
fellow. You should be relaxed. You're a very photogenic fellow.
A lot of makeup.
You got a full head of hair, nice glasses. You're good, dude. You're good.
Yeah.
You're good. But no, it's not in my element to be on camera. But I did find that it's a great way for me to meet people, and people send me the coolest stuff. In fact, speaking of people send me, I have to open a couple of things here. Can we just do that now? Let's just do that now. Now, this is a friend of mine, Kendra Shepherd. She's really cool. She's very creative. She works for a record label in Tennessee, and she sent me some cool art. I just want to show you real quick. She did this cool, what do they call it? When you carve it out of something and you stamp it down, it's like I forget what they call it, but you carve this plate out with a hand carving tool and then you ink print it. But that's a cat, and you know how we love cats here. And then, nice little letter. All right. Michael, happy newish new year. Okay. And then what else is there? Stickers. I remember stickers. I'm a big sticker whore. Okay. So there's something she drew from Napoleon XIV. What's that Roman numeral again? XIV? 14. Napoleon 14. He's like a Dr. Demento. Remember Dr. Demento? He's the guy that started Weird Al Yankovic on his trail of success. He had this really weird radio show in the 70s, 80s, Dr. Demento. And Napoleon was one of the people on that label. So anyway, she does artwork for him. There's the label she works for, Needle Jews. So that was really cool to get that. Thank you, Kendra. Now, this box here is really cool. This is from my friend Max Mars, right? Now, Max Mars has sent me some crazy shit over the years. And he sent me this recently. I haven't gotten anything from him in a long time. And so check this out, dude. This is what it's like to be a Michael, everybody. Okay? You get good glasses, nice head of hair in some life, right there, that guy. Or you get good stuff in the mail. One of the two. You can't have them both. You can't have them both. All right. This is great stuff. Okay. From Mars. That's to me. That's a Michael right there. Okay. What could be in here? What is this? It's a bomb. Why is it wrapped so well? What is it? God damn it, Michael. Now, Michael, what you can do is, if you look at the chat, right, all those people talking, and you can go, oh, Michael, somebody's mentioned this here, and you can just act like you're paying attention to people, and then I'll just open this.
Right, so Dead Wax is commanding everybody leaves this stream, and I don't blame them.
Well, he does that. He does that. That's Dead Wax for you.
Right, let me read back here, because I didn't even realize I could do this. I am rubbish.
Look.
Whoa.
You know what that is?
No.
It's some kind of guitar effect pedal. Look. Oh, look at this. It's so tiny. Look how small. What is it? Is it delay or distortion? What is that?
An echo?
Echo? Yeah. That's what I need. This is great. Okay, so he's sending me this because I want to say 2 years ago, somebody sent me a guitar because I was mentioning to people, I kind of want to start playing guitar again. I haven't played in 15 years, but I don't own a guitar. Somebody sends me a guitar, right? So then now they're sending me effects pedals, which I need, which is great. Wait, look. Suspiciously the same. Hold on, Michael.
And by the way, Michael, Rusty's here.
Rusty! Oh, I got to tell you who Rusty is, Michael.
Who's Rusty?
Are you familiar with a heavy metal artist by the name of Thor from Canada? He was kind of had a glam rock heavy metal thing going on in the 70s. He did a weightlifting, bodybuilding heavy metal show in the 80s. It was a very niche market.
You like I'm aware of that.
Well,
I'm going to Google that.
He was a little bigger in Europe and UK than he was in America. But anyway, he's had a long career. He's made albums since the 70s. I've worked with him since the 90s. And Rusty is his ex-wife, who used to be in the band as Pantera. That was her first stage name. No, her first stage name was Cherry Bomb because she was working for Cherry Magazine. You know Cherry Magazine, the old porn mag from America. She used to work for Cherry. She was actually the mascot for Cherry. And then she married Thor. She became Pantera before the band Pantera was around. She was Pantera, Thor's wife. But she is rock and roll and heavy metal as they come. But she's also very Southern belle. And she lives down here in North Carolina. She has the best rock and roll stories you've ever heard in your life. She's hung out with all the rock and roll, Monsters of Rock, dinosaur guys, Led Zeppelin and Rolling Stones and Kiss. And she has all these great, fantastic stories, and she tells them in a Southern accent, which is the best. It's the best. But yeah, one day, Michael, when you come to the States, we're going to hang out with Rusty.
Yeah, definitely.
Here's some rock and roll stories. Now, this stuff is wrapped so well. Oh my God, Michael. Ooh. Okay, look at this.
It's an adapter.
Is that you?
That's Donna, whoever he
is.
You
lost your glasses. Look, it's the guy from AC/DC. Well, no, what is an adapter? Wait, it's an adapter for this.
Yeah,
it's just a wall wart.
PowerPoint for that.
Well, I've never seen one this small. Have you?
A question I get asked a lot.
I've never. You fuck. I knew you would get me at some point. Oh, look. What does that mean?
Donna,
is that slang? Is that slang for something?
I think it's the make of the adapter.
Donna. Oh,
I'm a big fan of adaptation.
It's like how British people pronounce the word Donna. Donna. It's like how they pronounce Donna. Oh, look, there's all kinds of. What in the hell?
Is that an Aldi bag?
Oh,
that's a real treat.
Oh, dude, that's collectible.
Yeah, it's collectible.
Dude, what is this?
CDs.
Schnitt. Do you remember Schnitt?
Yeah, of course. Schnitt Act. Yeah, big fan.
I've never heard them, but I've heard their name. It's like industrial stuff, right?
It sounds like a great name.
Oh, I've heard them over and over the years, but now this band I don't know if I'm a big fan of, but I'll give them a shot. I like punk rock, but I just think Rancid was a little late in the game for me. But what's this?
The Haunted.
I've heard of them. I'm not familiar. I'm gonna dig them. Oh, this looks like right up my alley right here. Is that called Satan? I think this band is called Satan.
It's got one of those indecipherable logos, which I love.
Solaris, I think. Yeah, it's one of those deathy black metal. I love this stuff. Oh, back when I was a Catholic, supposedly, and I was being hounded by people telling me that rock and roll was evil, I was so when they started talking about, Motley Crue and Ozzy and all this stuff's going to bring you to hell. And then I discovered like this kind of stuff. And I was like, whoa, now that is the stuff that's going to take me to hell. That's what I want. Motley Crue is not evil enough for me. I was like, you Christians got it all wrong. You need to be going after the Impaled Nazarene and like all these people.
The truly evil sounds.
Look at this. I do like some ska, and this is all instrumentals. That's kind of cool. I was into ska. That was for sure. Now look, okay, now we got all the chords and stuff. Oh my God, that is so cool. How cool is that, Michael?
That's an amazing package. Do you get that a lot? Nobody sends me shit. I just get bills.
Well, you sent me shit. You're part of the problem. You're an enabler. No, but it's great.
Apparently the reverse Bobby Gas. Or is it Goss? I can't see properly. It says the reverse setting on that Donner is excellent.
The what?
The reverse setting.
Oh, on that effect?
On the pedal, yep.
Oh, I got a lot to learn, man. I tell you what, that's the smallest pedal I've ever seen, though. It's so cute. It's like it can fit in your pocket.
Yeah, I get a lot of little pedals like that. They do exactly with the like little clones, but they're just nice and tiny. You can fit a lot of them in your lunchbox.
It seems like it's so skinny that it might just fall over, like on stage. But I guess if you have it plugged up here and here, it can't fall over. This is just so cute. This might be an earring. You
could wear that around your neck like a medallion.
Oh, now you're talking Slime City medallions, y'all. A delay pedal. This is so cool, Max Mars. I can't wait to use this. So yeah, I cannot play guitar hardly. I know one chord barely, but I've been in several bands and I play guitar and records, but I literally barely know one chord. I can just barely get my fingers to do something repetitive a few times, enough to record it, maybe to play it live. That's it. I don't know how to read music. I don't know anything about where my fingers are or what the things are called. A, B, D. Well, I have no fucking clue.
Me neither.
But I really can barely play guitar. So, but I like doing it.
So I would like to point out that in the chat there is another Michael, and he happens to be the drummer from my band.
What?
He's
Michael
arrived.
Trump. My God, Michael, he's part of the Michaelverse. Does he want to come on screen?
Come on, Michael.
He's probably in his
I bet
pajamas.
He's in his jammies, definitely.
That's what we like. That's what we like. Well, if he wants to come up for sure, I'll put the link in the thing because I'd love to talk to another Michael. It is a Michaelmania, Michaelverse, Michaelpalooza.
But also, Max Mars says open the adapter box, which I think this might be something dangerous in there.
Drugs. Whoops. What was that?
You've destroyed the thing that was
a cassette
important
tape.
about that.
Well, okay, there's this stuff in there, right?
Patch
That's
leads.
it. I mean, it's just chords and things. I don't know. Oh, hold on. There's the tape. Okay, yeah. I don't know. Chords, CDs. This little thing, whatever that little thing is. No. That's it. Donner. Did I drop something out of it? I don't think so. All right, Max, what am I missing? What did I miss?
What did Michael miss?
Well, a lot in life, but I'm trying to catch up. I'm in my PJs. That's so cute.
Cammy says, let's see the PJs.
yeah. Come on. Is Rusty here, Stunty? I thought Rusty was here. Maybe that was a lie. Did you actually see Rusty post?
I saw Rusty post.
Oh, she did? Okay. That's good. Yeah. So why do you feel about heavy metal? You said you like Metallica. What other metal stuff do you like?
That's a great question. So when I was growing up, I liked a lot of the old baggy new metal stuff because that was my era. You know, like stuff like Korn. I'm actually a big Slipknot fan. I love Slipknot. But again, it's part of that huge. There's a pantomime element to Slipknot that is, you know, it's a show. It's not just a record.
Right.
So I always like that kind of stuff.
Well, you know, can we stick on that for a second? Because I never, because I never got into Slipknot because I had already gotten into Kiss and Gwar and lots of bands that did that kind of stuff on stage. And so it just never appealed to me because it was derivative of what I'd already experienced. But I get it, you know, depending on when you just discover something, that's what you discover. So I never knew anything about them. And their masks were kind of cool, but their music was a little more brocore than I'm used to, like a little more like macho. Something about it was a little more baseball hat than other metal stuff. So I didn't pay attention, but then I met Corey Taylor. Do you know Corey Taylor of the band? So he has a solo project now, and I had no idea who he was, but he just played a festival with Devo in Australia. And so it just happened that we were doing this festival 3 days in a row, different cities, and they were the band that was playing right before us on the stage right next to us. So every day I basically got to see their set. Whether I wanted to or not, I was able to see their set. And I was really impressed the first day I saw them because they did a cover of NXS Don't Change. And they did an exact cover. It was so beautiful. And so every night they did it as an encore. And I was singing along and jumping around backstage, like on the stage with all the other crew guys. Like crew guys are not into showing much emotion, right? Very cold. And I'm like, I'm like jumping around singing NXS with Corey Taylor. And I met their guitar player, Christian. He's really cool. All really nice guys. Corey's a great guy. But I would only compliment them every day on the NXS cover. Oh my God, the NXS cover was great.
None of your originals, just the cover.
I didn't know any of their music. I was like totally clueless. But they were good guys. So yeah, that was my Slipknot connection. But what else? So Slipknot was metal.
I mean, I feel like Slipknot's a maligned band, and I totally get the brocore aspect. And I think in retrospect, at the time, it was a bit too manly for me. I was kind of more into glam stuff back then. So, you know, glam rockish of the era, stuff like Placebo and Rachel Stamp and that kind of thing. And MSI and that kind of aspect, not so much metal there. But I think in retrospect, I realized Slipknot were a lot poppier than I had thought. You know, they've got a lot of really well written elements to their songs, and So in retrospect, I really like that. And things, and I really liked The Locust, which again, probably not really metal, but super fast, really intricate stuff like that. I really enjoyed.
I mean, anything with masks that are grotesque or whatever.
With masks, yeah, I think that's where Madman's gone wrong.
And what was really funny was that we were at this festival. I don't know when it was, but what's that really popular blonde guy that did a lot of pink in his?
Oh, Machine Gun Kelly, is that the guy?
Machine Gun Kelly. He was playing the show. Slipknot was playing the show, and Devo was playing the show. And Slipknot got brought in last minute because another band canceled. So Slipknot played, and then Machine Gun Kelly played, and then Devo was going to play. So Slipknot played, and then Machine Gun Kelly made some snide remark about, "Oh, I'm glad I'm not Slipknot. I'm not some 40-year-old guy in a rubber mask on stage," right? And I was thinking to myself, do you know that Devo is going to be on stage, a 70-year-old man in a rubber mask? And they have influenced everybody on this fucking festival. So just shows you what Machine Gun Kelly knows. Not a whole lot.
Yeah, I feel like that's a problem. I mean, what a lineup, though. Machine Gun Kelly, Slipknot, and Devo. I would... it
didn't make any sense, but it was
beautiful.
That. I mean, that's the show that's the time. Sometimes Devo gets a little, sad about playing a festival where it's not really their market. But I'm telling them, no, you're reaching. There's probably 12 souls out there that you've totally changed their life by just performing today. And they probably were like, I've never heard anything like this before in my life. What the hell's going on? Like,
I mean, that's one of the enduring things about Devo. When you hear Devo, they ruin every other band for you because you're like, this is the best thing I've ever heard. Every other band just pale. Like, you can't compete with that. So it's like they are a life-changing band.
Yeah, and every album is different, really. I mean, it's all Devo. It's totally Devo, but every album is different.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, favorite Devo album.
I think I would have to go Are We Not Men? I'd have to go first.
Yeah,
because I think it's got that. Yeah, that's technically the first one, right? The first one in a major.
Yeah, that was the first one. Yeah.
So I'd go with that because I think it's still got that raw element, and as much as I like their later stuff, it's got the kind of they're still using a lot of guitars. It's got a lot of a post-punk, a really jaggy edge to it that I think is what I really cling to usually. But I didn't see Devo in Edinburgh recently, and they started with like Don't Shoot, and then they were like Peekaboo, and then Whip It, and you're like, imagine being that strong a band that you can play those songs at the start of your set and then have another hour and a half of still amazing records. So
and it's all chronological for the most part. It's backwards chronological. So it ends with the earliest stuff and it starts with the latest. And here's the thing. Devo did a tour in 2014 called Hardcore Devo Live. And it was all stuff they recorded between 73 and 77. So guess what? Whip It was not played that whole tour. And it was a sold out tour. I never heard one person leave the show and go, "Oh, they didn't play Whip It." I heard people singing along to the most weird, taboo, offensive, crazy Devo songs ever. And they were all, the huge crowds were singing along to this weird shit. I was like, oh, this is great, man. No Whip It. Nobody cares. No Peekaboo. No Time Out for Fun. None of that pop stuff. Like,
I mean, those are great records, but they didn't even need them. And that's why it's so.
And we have to get back to Michael Dunn. I have, unfortunately, my ADHD has made me forget that he wanted to ask you a question, but he knows you so well. He knows you so well. He probably wants to know when you're coming home
at the weekend.
When are you coming home?
What's your question?
Michael Dunn, if you're still here, I would love to have you ask a question, but I'm not quite sure how you want to do that. Do you want to type it in the chat? If Slime City go to devotional, I may have to go. See?
Well, you've got a ticket sale there.
We're going to have a GoFundMe to get Slime City to fucking devotional. I'm so into that. Now,
I've just seen Michael Drum's question in the chat. Where do you get your ideas from? You fucking know, Michael. It's you. I steal them off you.
His diary.
Yeah.
Looks in his diary. Looks in Michael Dunn's diary. Drum's diary.
I don't make anything up. I steal them from all my friends.
That's a good answer. Now, what's he drinking in that picture? Do you think? What's your guess?
That will
As
be, I
Avatar.
imagine, that will be tea from A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 Freddy's Revenge Cup. Guaranteed.
Wow, you know the Michael. So you guys are close. I can tell. You guys are really close, like family almost. All right, now Vinyl Gorilla Reggae. Now, Vinyl Gorilla, you used to be Vinyl Gorilla, and I always called you Vanilla Gorilla. Now I got to call you Vanilla Gorilla Reggae. No, Vanilla Gorilla. Fuck. What can I change reggae into? I don't know. I got to figure out a way to fuck with that name. That's for sure. Vanilla Gorilla. Now, you get your ideas from the other band members. That's understandable. That's what Michaels do. Now, look at this. I'm friends with the guy who designed Slipknot's mask.
No.
Now, what do you got? You got questions, Michael? Come on.
Do they smell?
Before they even wear them, they smell. They're designed.
I want to know what they smell like.
Well, if you saw Guar back in the 80s and got backstage and smelled their costumes, you would probably know what they smell like.
I never really get into Guar, but I feel like I need to revisit them because I just love the idea of Guar.
Start with Scumdogs of the Universe album.
Scumdogs of the Universe, right? That's what's happening.
1990. It was their second album. It was 1990. Excellent. Top of their game.
Michael Drum is a fan of a lot of that kind of stuff. Are you into Guar, Michael Drum? I mean, I used
to follow Guar in the late 80s, early 90s. We would drive to follow them up the East Coast and see them. And, they had a lot of blood on stage and stuff. And we would bring our own fake blood concoction in empty Gatorade bottles. We would drink it and then spit it at the band.
Wow.
And so they started learning that we were the guys that brought the blood all the time. And one time we were at a show, we were in the front row, and we always wore white shirts that we painted with Guar logo so that the white shirts would get stained pink, basically, with blood. So we're there in the front row, and we're waiting. And the point of the show where there's house music playing or something, and the lights are down, or the lights are up everywhere, and then the house music stops and the lights go down, and everybody's like, oh, right? Yeah. So everybody's ready for the show to start, and we're up front, me and my friend, and then one spotlight comes down on the microphone for Odorous, the singer. One spotlight comes down, and he comes out like this. He comes out, and he comes right to the mic. He was like, "This is for you, my friends." And he has this one big bag of stage blood, and he just bursts it right on me and my friend. And then the band starts. And we're just like, we just got baptized by fucking Guar.
Wow.
It was like
Guar birthed you in a way. Yeah.
It was the coolest thing. It was like they knew that they were going to get us for spitting blood at them eventually. Yeah. So I love Guar.
Dead Wax in the chat says, "Can we see the brain behind you, Michael?"
Yeah, what's behind you? Yeah, Polysix behind you too, don't you? What is that? Yeah. No, physics. That's physics. I thought it was Polysix.
Oh yeah, that's that.
Yeah,
promoting myself. So this is an actual sort. I don't know. It's a.
You're gonna break it.
I think it does come apart, and I think it took a long time for me to build because I am a moron.
Why are you building brains?
Why wouldn't you build a brain?
Look at that.
It does come apart, and I think
this is cute.
An anatomically correct brain, but I've never. Oh shit! I've just dropped the brain.
Oh my God.
Well, at least I've got something to do tomorrow. Fixing that.
No, wait. Is it really in pieces?
Yeah, it's falling apart. It does come apart, but
that's what brains do. I mean,
it is what it is.
By the time you're 56, your brain will look like that, falling apart.
I know.
Well, thanks for breaking your brain.
Did you hear that?
No, what was it?
Can you hear that?
Are your neighbors upset?
Maybe someone's breaking in. Come on.
Dead Wax wants that brain. Now, you have some little action figures and things. Are those Super 7 figures?
Yeah, well, some of these. So these are from Halloween 3.
Halloween, okay.
What else have I got? I got a Space Raiders figure, which is a packet of crisps or potato chips.
Are they mostly movie-related figures?
So some of them are movies, some of them are bands. I do have the best band of all time.
Yeah, you got Bob, yeah.
Got a bunch of stuff. The one up here is Tracy Island from Thunderbirds. I don't know if you know that. So I've got a whole Tracy Island. I've got a
Oh,
bunch
wow.
of Twin Peaks stuff. So I've got a Twin Peaks cassette, the
Oh,
sounds of
okay.
Twin Peaks, which is apparently the sounds of the waterfall and the sawmill. So a bunch of really
Geeky. The
geeky
word's
stuff
geeky.
that
Geeky.
an adult human man should be ashamed of.
Well, that's why you have them displayed there nicely behind your head. We just released a new Devo figure on the 12th, Jerry Casale.
I saw it.
From the New Traditionalist album. Yeah. Next up is pretty cool too. Then there's another one coming. I can't tell you about right yet, but there's
Don't tease me like that.
That's what we're all about. Michael's tease. I know. So in 30 minutes, we're going to start doing the noise. Okay. And whether it's just me, you, and Tim or whatever, I don't care because we're going to do it. Now, if you can't do it, that's cool. But if you just turn the sound down, you don't need to actually hear what we're doing. Just do stuff. And as long as the sound's going right into your system and not going out to your neighbors, I'm just saying you could play along however you want. But I am looking forward to playing the tape of what women wish men knew about women. I'm really looking forward to that. And Vanna White's no joke either, but we're going to stick to what women know about men. Let me see. Oh, the Faint.
The Faint. Oh, I love the Faint.
Another band that I was coming to mind when I was hearing you guys. Did you ever see them live back in the day?
I did. I saw them twice. I was obsessed with Faint for a while. Loved that band. Absolutely loved that band.
Fantastic live band. Holy crap.
I think we saw them at a bunch of little tiny clubs in Glasgow. Very few people there. They weren't a huge band over here, but me and Michael absolutely loved them. So we would always go and see them, just try and hound them, try and speak to them. They really did not want to speak to us, and I don't blame them. But yeah, love that band.
What's funny is I saw them a couple of times, never really met them at those shows, fantastic shows. But one time we went to, where are they from? Like Utah or like
Nebraska or something like that?
Nebraska or something like that, yes. So I was on tour with Thor, the heavy metal guy I was talking about. And we were in Nebraska or wherever the hell they're from at the small club, and they showed up to see the Thor show. They were all Thor fans.
Oh, wow.
And I remember the Faint being in the audience. I was like, oh. I was like, because nobody, in the Thor camp knew who the Faint was. And I was like, oh, fuck, dude, I can't believe the Faint's here. So I was so psyched that they were Thor fans.
Omaha. It was a
bummer.
Pumping Vinyl, Omaha, that's where they came from. Is that Nebraska, isn't it?
That's right. Omaha. Yeah, so, just basically Nebraska. So, anyway, so they were great live. And, then the keyboard player, who I guess was like one of the main creative forces in the band, he OD'd or something a couple of years ago.
Something happened, yeah. I don't remember the story, but yeah.
I think they're playing shows again.
Are they?
I've heard something about them playing again because I remember making a mental note. Oh, fuck, I want to go see them. So look it up. Maybe we'll see each other at a Faint show. But yeah, Faint, and another band I want to mention too was Foals.
Oh, yeah, Foals. So I do like Foals, and Foals, I actually have a kind of story about Foals. So before they were big, they opened for my older band in a tiny little club in London. And their drummer said, oh, bad news, my snare drum is bust. Can we use your snare drum? And they said this to Michael Drum. And Michael's like, yeah, you can use my snare. And he pulled out his snare, which we'd been touring with for months. It was all battered to fuck. It was destroyed. And the guy from Foals kind of hit it with his stick and went, no, I'll just use my snare. So he would have rather used his broken snare than our snare. But Foals are a massive band now. They headline Glastonbury, and we just watched it on TV.
Oh, really? I was aware of them for around 2008, 2009, and I really haven't paid attention since then. But a girl I was dating from England got me into them, and I loved, Cassius, it's over, Cassius away. That's them, right? That's Foals.
Yeah.
Love that track. That's probably their biggest hit. Am I wrong, or is that
I would say it was their biggest kind of pop hit, but I mean they are still huge. They're still playing massive venues over here, so it's crazy. They were there was a lot of kind of bands like that of that era, and they've managed to transcend it and still be doing good stuff.
Now, Michael Drum, why is Michael Drum laughing at LOL Foals? Is that because of the experience you had?
I think probably the drum story, and I think it was Nice to see they've done well with that shit snare.
Oh yeah, well, there's still maybe you could open for Foles now.
I don't think they liked it.
You can bring in that same snare drum and say, "Look, you can borrow it. Really, we want you to use this.
Please use this snare." Oh yeah, no. Michael Drums made a great point. The guy paid for a taxi to bring a new snare to the
No,
venue.
he did. Hold on, wait. I gotta find that. Hold on, I'm scrolling. Tim, do you see it? Oh, Tim's gone. Hold on. Where is it? Shit.
It's right down the bottom of the chat. I don't know how it works. I'm sorry, but yeah.
Here it is.
The drummer from Foles, rather than use our snare, which we were going to then use for another 10 dates, he got a taxi to deliver a new snare to the venue rather than use our snare. But that's professionalism for you, and that is why they earn the big bucks. And I am sat in a cupboard in the middle of the night.
But you've got your old snare.
Got Michael's still using that snare. He's never even changed the head.
That sounds like a song.
You can't change it. We have a discussion about this all the time. Michael doesn't know how to change his snare. But I don't know how to string a bass, so it's incompetent.
So you were a bass player, right?
Apparently.
For this band, Fine City. But you also play guitar, don't you?
I do, again, with the same level of incompetence. Yeah, I hit the thing. It makes a noise.
But you can actually write music, right?
I can put things together that you could call a song. Writing, I can't read music. I don't know, like you were saying, I don't know the notes, the chords, or anything.
Oh, good.
None of us do. We are very incompetent. We used to, instead, we're so lazy, in fact, we created a songwriting technique that we called the formula, which was, we would buy a lined bit of paper and we'd put lots of little dots on it and arrows, and we would look at that and be like, well, what does the arrow going up mean? We'd be like, go up. So we would just go up the fretboard. So rather than sit down and learn music, we just created a new formula for music because we're so lazy that we couldn't be bothered learning someone else's. So that's the kind of level of idiocy that you're dealing with our bands, unfortunately, and it's just moronic laziness.
Good name for a song.
Yeah, good name for a band.
Oh, good. Jesus. All right. What was the very first band you ever got together? Even if it was just something with you and your friends and you never released anything, what was the first time you got together with people and made a band, per se?
It would have been the Michaels and our friend Chris. So we've always played together. So
you did a band called the Michaels?
No, it was just with them. Strangely, we never actually thought we're all called Michael. Let's call the band Michaels. It's never even. It's
the
never
new Ramones.
It's the new Ramones. So yeah, I think we were called Ripcord, Michael. Maybe you'll know this, remember this better. And it was literally Nirvana. Doing really, really fast versions of Nirvana songs.
You know what's funny is Nirvana, back when they came out, early 90s or whatever it was, I was so involved in like doing bands of my own that I did not paying attention to what was happening, pop culture. So I totally missed Nirvana until later when I realized they covered a Devo song. Are you familiar with that?
No, what did they cover?
They covered Turn Around, which is the B-side to
Wow.
in the US. Yeah. And that's a really intense, dark Devo song to cover. Like nobody's covered that. Are you familiar with Turn Around?
I am, but I've never heard the Nirvana version.
Yeah, it's on that. Name some of their albums.
Nirvana albums?
Not the first one.
The good one. The In Utero. Nevermind.
Not the hit. Not there was one after the hit one.
Oh, like Incesticide?
It had the medical guy on the front, and maybe the medical body guy on the front or something. I don't know. But it was
Utero.
Yeah, that's the one, In Utero. Right. I think that's the one with the Devo cover. Yeah. Oh, Kami. Now here's what happens when this happens, Michael. Kami just sent what's called a super chat, a little donation, $4.99, right? So what happens is when the super chat comes in, our friend,
do you have a robot?
Super chat, Charlie, he steps into the game, right? And then what I'm going to do here for just a second, Michael, I'm going to make you very small. Okay. Now, so Super Chat Charlie, his whole job in life is to thank people for donating in the Super Chat. And what happens is people donate, and she wants to know, Michael, what you your favorite disco song is. Do you like disco?
Disco. I mean, yeah. I don't think you can beat a disco beat.
Do
Effectively,
you know any disco lyrics or a little disco ditty you can sing when I turn on the Crochet
yeah, let's
Clown
do
disco?
it.
Okay, so I'm going to turn on the Crochet Clown disco, and then you can just sing a little bit of any disco song you want.
Okay,
Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Okay, on the count of 3, here comes the Crochet Clown disco with Michael M. of Slime City giving us the disco bits. Okay, here we go. Do, 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 do. Come on, Michael. Sing it.
I can hear it. Are you just going to be doing a little?
I'm just singing over this. Just singing over nothing, dude.
Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen. There was a cat who really was gone. What's the lyrics for that? It's Boney M, isn't it?
Yeah,
really
that's great. That's all we need. And then
that's a great.
And then what happens? Then what happens is Charlie gets in there with his atrophied arm, and he gets in there with his light up toilet, and he lights up that toilet. And then, as you're like really mesmerized by the toilet, he steals your soul. Steals your soul in a second.
Not the first time my soul's been stolen in a toilet.
Look, if that's not $4.99 worth of entertainment, I don't know what is. That is $5 worth of entertainment right there, Michael.
You should double that. That was absolutely worth it. What's happened to his arm?
It's come disconnected a little bit, but that happens because he's an old robot from the late 80s. He's from the late 80s, early 90s. And I don't know if you know the history about this guy, but this guy's been in my life since I was in college. He used to live on a mantle. Not much was done with him.
Dracula, is that right?
He used to be a Dracula, and that picture of that face is from a Swingin' Singles magazine. So that guy was trying to get laid, and now he's probably long dead, this guy. But he's living on as Super Chat Charlie. He and his family have no idea the life he's taken on after his death. But that guy, and I'm always wondering, you know that Google thing where you can put a picture in, and then it'll tell you if it finds it anywhere else on the internet. I've always wanted to put this guy's picture in there to see if I can figure out who he is.
Do we not know who this man is? Is this just a random face?
It's from a Swingin' Singles magazine from the 90s. We cut it out and Xeroxed it, and it became Charlie's face.
That guy has no idea that he's holding a toilet somewhere in the future.
Yeah, he's long dead. This guy died probably 3 years after that ad was put in the Swingin' Singles magazine. He's probably killed by one of his dates.
Yeah. So, Cammy says, I hope his name was Charlie. What a great irony that would be if that man was
now,
Charlie.
Can somebody who's a professional with Google image search needs to get with me. I'll send you a scan of that man's face. We need to find him and his family and tell him what he's become.
An undead toilet holding clown.
Look, he's working for a living at least. He's not
more than I do.
Dude, again, I want to tell you how much I appreciate you being here. I know it's late. I know there's really no benefit in this for you. I just want to fanboy out with you and like talk to you about your wonderful music. I'm so into your band, dude. I fall in love with bands every now and then, and you're one of them.
Well, that's super nice. Thank you so much.
No, dude, if I could just fly my ass over to England and see you guys live, I would have done it a long time ago.
Scotland.
Yeah, but if I could fly to England and then
go to Scotland.
You don't want to fly in Scotland, man.
What's wrong with Scotland? I would leave.
I don't know. I've never flown into Scotland. I don't know. It's always flying into England and then going from there for me. I don't know why.
That's what the English want you to do. Come to Scotland. It's much better.
Oh, shit. All right. Maybe I'll learn something from these Michaels, these Scottish Michaels. Why isn't this fucking thing shutting? Hold on a second. Okay. Tape is ready. Now, serious shit. Now, we haven't done this yet. And with the last 10 or whatever minutes we have before we do the noise, I want to do this thing, Michael. And we do this every week, if I remember. I want to ask people. Pardon me.
Oh.
I want to ask people. Some people pay me to do that. So I'm just. Yeah. So. What I want to say now, I've totally forgotten what I was going to say. I've totally forgotten.
The burp has thrown you. It's actually the thought.
It always happens. The burp always throws me. What the fuck was I talking about? Do you remember? Oh, shit.
You wanted to ask something. Couldn't have been
this is the thing. Yeah, I do this every week. So I ask people something positive that's happened to them since last Thursday. Any forward-moving thing in your life. You made some money, a dream came true, somebody you hated died, whatever. I want you to start with the word positive in the chat. And then after the word positive, just type whatever. And thank you, Miss You. Yeah, you're good. So yeah, just type the word positive so I know what you're talking about. And then after that, a brief description of something forward-moving, positive, happy that happened to you since last Thursday. This is good, Michael, because you know what happens with YouTube streams a lot? They just dive into the negative and the drama. And it's always what's wrong, who do I hate, what bands don't I like, blah, 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 blah. No, we don't do that here. We stick with the positive, Michael.
Sorry. Are we supposed to acknowledge that, or do we ignore it?
Sometimes Miss You will grade them in the chat. She'll rate them.
What would Miss You? What would you grade that? Is that what is that in the Richter scale?
Richter scale. I love that shit. Richter scale.
So this is just my voice. I can't help it.
No, don't help it. We love it. Don't help it at all. Now let's see. Here we go. Positive.
Oh, I've got some.
I became friends with a guy who owns a big studio with like 4 drum kits. Going to be doing a demo session later this year after my tooth surgery. What? Come on, that's all positive.
What happened to your teeth?
That's not positive. We're not talking about that.
Oh, sorry. Maybe it was positive. He got his teeth fixed.
That's what I'm saying. The humans tend to go towards the negative. What happened to your teeth?
I'm Scottish. It's all gallows humor. It's 365 days rain. I'm not going to talk positive. I don't know what happy is.
You're going to learn. Okay, so we missed Miss U's. Let's see. Miss U, where's your positive, Miss U? Damn it. Where'd we... Positive. I have a hot date after the show. Wow.
There you go, on yourself.
With a bong. Just a hot date with a bong. Okay. Hey, wait, this is not a positive, but my grandpappy came over from Scotland when he was 13.
Well done.
I don't know what you want to say about that.
No, he escaped. That's always a good thing. Well, congratulations to your grandpappy.
Here we go. Positive. I made a lot of progress building the new kitchen cabinets, and they're actually good. Well,
I want to see them.
That's right. Next stream. Hey, you should sample that burp on one of your new songs.
Just like as a kind of background drum loop, just like
yeah,
I would be into that.
Percussion. Yeah. Look, there's Miss U's rating. 15 out of 10.
That's a pretty good rating. You can't get much higher than that.
Michael Drum agrees that burp should be in a new song.
Right, yeah.
So Drum calls the shots, I think, right?
Yep, 100%. Let's not pretend. I'm the face.
Now, does Michael Drum actually play the drum?
No, he's a guitarist.
That's hilarious. Now, is the guitarist named Michael Bass?
Yep.
And the bass player is Michael Guitar.
No, ironically, he's Michael Guitar, yeah. It's weird. I don't know what we were thinking.
Michael Groupie? Is there a Michael Groupie in the band?
In the band? No, they just turn up at the shows.
I'm trying to find more positives. Michael Drum says, what is positive?
It's a great question from Michael Drum. A very Scottish question, that one.
Also, Michael, I'm Scottish too, says 404 TV. That's why he's always telling us. Yep. That's why. Wait, shots. I can't do shots. I can't do shots. I'm drinking wine. Now, Michael's doing something right there. We go. Michael, I can't believe you're up this late with us. Thank you. Does 404 have an accent? Oh, wait, there's a Brian groupie. Does 404 have an accent too? There's a Brian groupie in the band, right?
In the band. No, Brian is his own groupie. So Brian turns up at the shows and worships himself.
Are all Brians their own groupie? That might be a song.
Yeah.
Brians are their own groupie. Wait. Sort of, but it's been degraded by TV. Okay, so you lost your accent to American TV.
What do you mean, like the TV sucked it out of you?
I guess he reenacts TV that he sees, American television. And Brian Siegel says yes. So at least we have an affirmative. Wait, Miss You, do a shot. Okay, you go, honey. All right, go. All right, positive. This guy always has the greatest jokes. Okay, here we go. I have a tremendous sex drive. My girlfriend lives 40 miles away.
That's a good news that you can drive.
At least you're 16. Wait, how old do you have to be to drive in Scotland?
I can't drive. In fact, none of us can drive. We all suck.
What the hell is your problem?
I think it's 17. Well, I mean, we all live in the city. a lot of us don't drive, so it's a weird thing, but it does make touring very difficult.
Well, I'll tell you something. Oh, wait, 404, please join the jam. Hold on a second. Speaking of the jam, all right, here we go. Join us for noise. Link. Boom. Okay. I just posted the link in the chat. If you want to join us for noise, please click that link. You'll be taken backstage. Nobody will see you until I bring you on screen, and I will ask you if you're ready to be on screen. So 404, please help us out. Now, Stunt Rock says, I just realized who is most likely to commit suicide in that audience before summer, and it's neither me nor you. What? That's a great thought. Wow. That's a great. Whoa, dude. All right, now, what does that symbol mean to you?
Robot fart.
See, I always thought it was farts too.
What is it?
They tell me it's weed smoking. They say it's weed smoking.
I'm an innocent guy. I don't know anything.
You're not innocent if you thought it was farts. That's part of the Catholic damage coming out. Now, let me ask you this, a serious question, before we get to this noise.
Question. Okay.
When did you realize that you were not following the Christian belief system? When did you realize when did you realize that, what the fuck am I being, what's being tried to taught? Like, why is this trying to be taught to me? This is bullshit. When did you come to that conclusion? Like, no, this isn't for me.
Well, quite early, I think, around the same time and I don't want to no spoiler alert here. When I found out Santa wasn't real, same kind of time, and I thought, well, none of this makes a lot of sense, right? So I don't think there was any. I mean, I don't resent people for believing that stuff. Whatever gets you to sleep at night. I don't.
Well, you don't resent people for being Brian either, right?
I don't think you can get away with it. Brian's are a very different type of people. But yeah, no, okay. I think yeah. There was never a catalyst for that. It just happened. I just gradually.
It was basically when you're old enough to think, you figured it out.
Yeah, exactly. When I could figure out things, that was when I thought, hold on a minute, there's no sky angel.
What the fuck? Yeah, I always thought, why is this guy such a dick? Why is he going to send me to hell if I use his name in vain? What a tart, man. He's like one of those fucking queens that just, you can't be so persnickety. If you're going to be a god, be a little more, cool.
Yeah, chill out a bit, God.
So what's your favorite horror movie? We don't really talk about movies here, by the way.
Okay.
We're making an exception for you because I don't know anything about movies. I'm not a movie guy. I don't watch TV. I know nothing about movies. But for you, I'll allow a movie question.
So myself and Michael Drum, huge horror movie fans. Probably my favorite horror movie would be Return of the Living Dead. But me and Michael, massive fans of very particular Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddy's Revenge.
Now,
that was a rating?
Return of the Dead, or Return of the Living Dead, that was the one with, do you want to party?
Yes.
It's 45 Grave, right?
Yep.
What a soundtrack. Like I said, I'm not a big movie fan, but I did see movies when I was a kid in the 80s. And that movie blew me away. And that soundtrack, that was when I discovered 45 Grave. That is my favorite 45 Grave song just because of that movie. Great stuff.
Yeah, it's a great sound. In fact, that was a record the soundtrack to that film was a record we used to put that on when we would have our parties. And I say parties, it was me and Michael and Chris. There wasn't that many other people there. But it was
It's called Michael Palooza.
Yeah.
It's called a Michael Palooza.
So we would just listen to like 45 Graves and like TSOL and just all those kind of bands.
Yeah.
Have a lovely time.
Yeah, that's good. Well, now we're going to dive into this. Now, is there any way you think you can make sound and participate with this without?
I'm going to try. I've got some stuff here that I've found on my floor, and this will.
I mean, I think as long as you have your speakers turned down way low, you're not going to bother anybody.
Well, they all play things out loud. I do have a noise box from a band called Scooter. Are you aware of this band?
Oh no, hell no.
They're like
they made a noise box?
Yeah, they got a noise box because their singer has a habit of just making random noises like this. Things like that. That's part of their whole shtick. And
all right. Well, that's great.
I do have this 1980s Rude Ralph.
That's a Madball.
Wearing this. Yeah, it's like a It does a little random
That is
noise
vintage as
selection.
hell.
Yeah.
That is vintage as hell. Now, I got to show you something. Last stream, I forgot to show this in detail last time. Last week, we had a stream, and a friend of mine named Diana sent me a bunch of stuff in a box. But look at this. This is the fart box, right? Right? And there's a box with all these farts all over it, right? And then it says here, pull my finger to open the box, right? More farts, right? This is all custom made. Now, in here are all these, right? Now, supposedly,
That's not a fart. That's someone getting murdered.
Listen. Now, what I was told by my friend Diana, who is an ex-girlfriend from many years ago and still a great friend, that these are actually her farts that she recorded on these. You could record your own stuff on these.
They're genuine?
Yeah. They're real.
That one's got a melancholy to it. It's kind of sad.
It's called goth fart. Emo. It's an emo fart. I thought that was brilliant. The whole box and everything was just so well designed.
Vincent's going to tongue punch you in the fart box.
Look, that is a fetish thing. Don't get into that right now. That's a fetish thing. Okay, we're going to put people on screen right now. We have a lot of people who are going to do noise with us tonight, Michael. This is a full screen tonight. So we're going to bring them on real quick. We're going to ask them what they're going to do for noise. And then we're going to start in our typical way we start. And I'll tell you how we do that in a second. Here's my longest living friend, Tim, with Catholic damage. And he's still in Ohio, unfortunately. Tim Nolan, how you doing?
Hey, Michael, you've been phenomenal. Thank you.
Thanks, Tim. Sorry I stole your job.
No, it's amazing.
Yeah. All right, now next up is my friend Jeff. I've known him for many years. We did a lot of experimental noise music back in the 80s, 90s. He still lives in town. Jeff, what's happening?
Hey, how you doing?
And then we have Mangled Man is back. He was referred to earlier. He's back on the noise stream. And then we also have Max Mars.
Hello.
Max, you better get your camera working, Max Mars. I don't like those avatar things. Jeez. I'll make an exception for you, though, since the avatar is guitar effects. Max is the guy that sent me all the guitar effects. Now, here's what I can do.
What can you do?
I have control over everybody's mic volume. So if anybody tends to be louder than the rest, I can adjust that. So don't worry about that. Now, I was going to ask everybody what they're using. We don't have time for that. So what we're going to do is, this is the typical way we start this, Michael, is I find something on this tape to basically repeat 5 or 10 times in a row. Once you hear something repeated 5 or 10 times in a row, then start the noise. But I'll always introduce it with something from this crazy little noise thing. And before everybody gets taken to this noise hell, we're going to start now. I want to thank everybody for coming. I will say goodbye to everybody before we end the stream. At 9:10 p.m., our friend Aaron at Mr. Bizarro is going to be streaming some rock and roll. So go over there. Weirdos, here we go. Whoa, what was that? Who was that? Was that Mangled Man? Hold on. Edit mic settings. Oh yeah, Mangled Man's all the way up. Let's turn him down a little bit.
Everybody's trying to get a sound check.
Yeah, I'm just trying to edit mic settings right now. It's weird because everybody's setting is different. Some of it's reduced background noise, some of it's echo cancellation. I'm adjusting everything here. Okay, Michael, you are now louder than you were. Okay. Tim, you are also good. All right. So I think everybody's good. Now here's what we're going to do. As soon as you hear something repeated 5 or 10 times, and Michael, if I don't get to say before we leave, you're beautiful. Thank you so much for having the guts and the really stupidity to be here. I appreciate you and your band, and I love you for it. So
thanks so much.
We're going to start something really stupid here, and this is going to be great.
And I'm going to say thank you, Michael, too.
For what?
I'm so interested now, and I can't wait to hear more.
All right, here we go.
Sorry.
What women wish men knew. 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 Women wish men knew. What women wish men knew. What women wish men knew. What women wish men knew.
much time on the nursery and the baby is coming soon. I'm on the nursery and the baby is coming soon. Nursery and the baby is coming soon. And the baby is coming soon. Nursery and the baby is coming soon. I'm on the nursery and the baby is coming soon. I'm on the nursery and the baby is coming soon. I'm on the nursery and the baby is coming soon. Baby is coming soon. I'm on the nursery and the baby is. I'm on the nursery and the baby is coming soon. Nursery and the baby is coming soon. I'm on the nursery and the baby is. So much time on the nursery and the baby is. I've spent so much time on the nursery and the baby is coming soon.
18 years of marriage, that Bonnie was unhappy. Marriage. That Bonnie was unhappy. That Bonnie was unhappy. That Bonnie was unhappy. Marriage. That Bonnie was unhappy. Marriage. Or too often she'll get spoiled, or won't mean anything if I say it every day. Might either pass out or laugh. Might either pass out or laugh. She might either pass out or laugh. And leave one because you're missing out on it is as rude. Pass out or laugh if you said it. Then you definitely want to keep listening. 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 You said it. Then you definitely want to keep listening. Reap the reward.
Nobody's hotter than Sutter. You know what they say, love is blind. Yeah, I cannot. I cannot with this world.
the best way to get experience. You have to learn by doing it. You have to learn by doing it. Experience. You have to learn by doing it. Experience. You have to learn by doing it. Experience. You have to learn by doing it. You have to learn by doing it. Experience. You have to learn by doing it. 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 Get married and have a family and have a family. And at the time he had a family from a previous.
Set off for California. Girlfriend set off for California in a rented U-Haul. Set off for California in a rented U-Haul. For California in a rented U-Haul. California in a rented U-Haul. With California in a rented U-Haul. California in a rented U-Haul. For California in a rented U-Haul. In a rented U-Haul. In a rented U-Haul.
Worse than they were.
Cockroaches are gonna come out, or cockroaches come out, or cockroaches come out, or cockroaches come out, or cockroaches are gonna come out, or cockroaches are gonna come out, or cockroaches are gonna come out, or cockroaches come out, or cockroaches come out, or new rats were gonna come out, or cocks 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 rats were gonna come out, or cocks were gonna come out, or cockroaches were gonna come out, or cockroaches were gonna come out, or cockroaches come out, or cockroaches come out, or cockroaches come out, or cockroaches are gonna come out, or cockroaches are gonna come out, or cockroaches are gonna come out, or cockroaches and all this stuff. And all this stuff. It was really disgusting. It was really disgusting. It was really disgusting. And all this stuff. It was really disgusting. And all this stuff. It was really disgusting.
Mike, did you think it was disgusting?
Check this out. It's a broken razor. Okay, everybody. Now the last 5 minutes, we're going to turn it up. We're just going to go nuts. Go nuts. Here we go.
Oh.
Really allow yourself to get carried away by it. And really allow yourself to get carried away by it. And you also may want to use this attitude as well. You have to become distracted and wonder if you're going to stop. Turn off the tape. 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 Turn off.
All right, we're winding it down, everybody. Winding it down.
ENCORE during the week. Partner again back with your husband over you. When you, the husband, feel you are close to orgasm, you are close to orgasm, you are close to orgasm, close to orgasm, close to orgasm, close to orgasm, you are close to orgasm, close to orgasm. You may enter your wife's vagina with your wife's vagina, with your wife's vagina, with your wife's vagina, enter your wife's enter your wife's vagina, enter your wife's vagina, enter your wife's vagina, enter your wife's vagina, enter your wife's vagina with your vagina with your ejaculation, post ejaculation, post ejaculation, post ejaculation.
I can't. Oh, look. This is gold. All right, everybody. I think we ran everybody out of here. We ran everybody out of here. Look, Michael, I know you're dying. Dude.
That was fun.
There you go, Michael. Now, Michael, we share the same name. Can you believe it?
We keep going on. We keep talking about it.
Look, looks like your look. Do you see? It looks like your head is. It looks like your body is the guy below you.
Oh,
Look, there we go. Yeah, look.
Hi, everyone.
Wait, pinch your nipples, Michael. Pinch your nipples, Michael. Pinch your nipples, Michael. There we go. Look, what we can do on YouTube. See, Michael, you're going to be addicted to this now. I know this is your first time on a live stream, Michael, but now you're going to want to come back for more, right?
I'm going to be banned. They won't let me back on anywhere.
Michael, you were so damn phenomenal.
You're going to be banned for a while.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I should be banned.
No,
I think everybody has a crush on you, Michael. I think everybody has a crush on you now. Everybody.
Well, I've got a crush on all of you guys.
I almost choked. Now, I really do want to thank all of you, even my weird friend Tim with Ohio Damage and my weird friend Michael with Catholic Damage. All you people with Damage, I love you. Thanks, Mangled Man. Thank you for your service again, dude. Coming up in here and doing noise with us, and Max Mars, of course. Thanks.
No worries. Also,
and Jeff.
Also to the guy.
Hey, Jeff.
Sorry. There's a guy who was in the comments.
What? What'd you say, Mangled?
Hold on.
Yeah, I can hear you. What'd you say?
You guys
Are you gonna fart? I saw him put the microphone behind his back. I was like, "What's going on?
Who is this?
What's going on? What are you gonna say? We gotta go soon." What's he doing? He's gonna blow us up.
He's just set a timer. We're gonna blow.
Bam!
He's gonna kill. Oh, see, he killed one of them. Now who's next?
Oh my god!
All right. So anyway, to all of you, thanks.
Splits are going to be destroyed.
Is there a point you want to make, Mangled Man? What are you trying to say?
Is my connection back, or is it like freaking out? I don't know.
Good. No, you're good. No, you're all good. You're all good. All right.
Okay.
So anyway,
there was someone who said I was pointing at my nipple. No, I was pointing at this thing on my shirt that says yes, because I'm all about Scotland.
Yes.
By the way.
Yeah.
Well, Scottish squad.
Still yes.
Yeah.
Hashtag IndieRef24.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I want to say I've mentioned to you, Michael, a lot about the Tooth saga for me right now, and I'm very flattered that you've been actually quite supportive of that, genuinely. So it is quite nice to hear someone that give the best. So cheers, man.
You good?
Oh,
I hope
dude,
your tooth is better.
Well, Mangled Man, I got to tell you, teeth shit is no, I've been through it, all that shit. So, but yeah, you'll get through it. Don't worry. That was an ex-girlfriend's fart. Yeah. Well, you guys, we've totally ruined Michael M's outlook on life. He's totally confused.
Or improved.
He's probably going to quit his job tomorrow.
It's over for me.
We've tortured him.
Yeah, but and Michael, thank you so much for staying so late. Really appreciate
Thanks
you.
so
man.
much for having me.
Hey,
man.
Mike.
Thank you
Hey,
so much.
Mike.
Yeah.
We got something
What?
from Vinyl Dreamscape.
$1.99.
What are you talking about? Oh wait, we got a thing. Oh God.
Yeah, we do.
I just feel like we're keeping Michael too long. Wait, I don't see it. Oh wait, where I got to keep scrolling. Bring it up, Tim. Can you bring it up on screen? I can't fucking find it. There it is. Okay, there it is.
Okay.
Okay, well the disco's already fucking going, and then we're gonna do this. Okay, there we go. That does that, right? And then you know what happens here. I know, Michael. We're gonna let you go soon. Here we go. That soul is gone. Soul is gone. Everybody, sorry, soul is gone.
I feel like my soul is gone.
Vinyl Dreamscape, thank you for paying in part for Michael's cremation because he will be dead tomorrow. he will be deceased by his own hand because he had to live through this. His reputation is ruined.
I didn't have one.
Well, now at least you have one. It just happens to be bad.
I'm notorious now.
But no, thank you. I hope one day we get to hang out in a room together, have some beers, and you know, listen to a live band or something. Yeah,
yeah. And Michael, I can help you. I can help you to you know, unwrite this union.
Don't listen to him. He still lives in Ohio.
Please erase the last 2 hours from my memory because I'm just going to be thinking about this for the next few months.
From everyone's reality.
It's okay. You're going to have some coffee in the morning. All right, Michael, I will let you go. Thank you so much again.
Thanks so much.
I really appreciate you, man.
Thank you very much.
Look,
you're great.
Let me know. Mike. Hey, look, before your next release comes out, make me an extra test pressing or I'll kill you.
And Michael,
I mean, it's just your life.
And yeah, I love your stuff, and it's because of him. But yeah, please send me you know, so we can connect.
Absolutely, no worries, guys. Yeah, I appreciate
it.
Michael,
sleep well, my friend.
I've just been threatened with my life, so I don't really have a choice. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Michael, much love to you in Slime City. Rock and roll. Thanks for your service to rock and roll. See you, brother.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Take care, everyone. Bye.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, now we got to go make room for Mr. Bizarro, who's going to stream.
Yes, we do.
You guys, Mr. Man over there in the corner, thank you for being here. Thank you. Mangled.
Yeah. But flaffy. Yeah, that's
I like that.
That's right.
Do that again. That's awesome. All right, so hey, hopefully, Mangled Man, we'll see you soon. Okay. Perfect. All right. Something about penis and wife's vagina. All right. See you later. Later, buddy. All right, Jeff. Come over soon. We'll do the CD thing. And are you gonna be at the Sunday meet? You're not gonna be at the Wiffle Fist meeting Sunday, are you?
No, I hadn't heard anything about it. But,
okay, we're gonna plan out something at Lump, but you're probably gonna be involved in the Rip Pedophile part of it. It's in June.
Okay. Yeah, just let me know.
Hush. Mom's the word. Okay, see ya.
All right.
And I'll be there.
All right, Tim.
I think that's the right time for me to be there.
I'll give you a call in a few.
All right, cool.
All right, see you, brother. Everybody, thank you for being here. Slime City. Don't forget that this band rules. Don't forget, this band rules. Really, lyrics, production, music, graphics, costuming, personality, everything. Great. May the rock and roll gods bless you all as they bless me. Let's go over to Aaron's channel, Mr. Bizarro. We're going to hear some rock and roll. Whew. That was great. Great 2 hours. See you guys later. I'm going to end the stream by, well, probably pouring this down my throat. Here we go.